Hi, my name is Tiaan Gerber. I'm training out of East Rand Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, and I've been training for about 9 years. Of those 9 years, 7 years I've been training without a break. Yeah. So my first memory of jiu-jitsu, basically my friend, he invited me. He said, "There's this gym around the corner." I used to live in Springs, and there was like real grappling, and he was like, "Come join me." And I was interested in martial arts. I used to do karate a little bit, but they always threw us with the little kids, and I felt a little bit like awkward with them. So when he invited me to do jiu-jitsu, I was like, I don't really know, but I'll give it a shot. We pitched up there, and then from day one, I was just hooked on it. Like, people were smashing me all the time. Funny fact is, JP was actually training there, and you might not even remember, but like, he smashed the lights out of me. He smoked me, and I was like, what is going on? But yeah, I never turned back from there. Yeah. I think that kept me there, kept me coming back. I think it's something within us, you know. It's like we've got that fight in us, and that fight gets stirred up when you get like smashed constantly, and you feel like, hey, I can be better, I can do better, I can come back, I can improve. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is the self-improvement. Even though you're competing, you're not just competing against your opponent, you're actually competing against yourself the most, because it's the mental thing that's going on within you. You're always like wondering, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? How can I get out? And a lot of the times you get into a submission, and you literally have to decide, am I going to tap now? Am I going to fight through this? And it just brings up that fighting spirit within you, and I think that's what brings you back. Competing, I think there's always a place for competing. Competing, you strive to be better when you compete. You know, when there's a competition coming up and you register for that competition, you can't just sit back and be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna rock up and do it. You can obviously, but you're probably not gonna get the results you want. And if you compete, you're there to win. You're there to see where you're at, where your game's at, and where you can improve at. And competition is the best. It's the best way to learn. You can always figure out your weaknesses, your strengths, what worked, what didn't work against opponents that you've never rolled with. So I think competition it helps you to be better. You know, you want to be better. I think in jiu-jitsu you always need to strive to be better, even in life, and that's where the correlation comes in with being better, being that little bit better every day, coming to training, improving, constantly improving. Yeah. yeah, we train really hard. We come in every day, do the hard work, put in the hard yards, work on technique all the time, do lots of drilling, wrestling, everything. We put in hard work, but I think the mental game is the most important. I believe you can literally pitch up to a competition. If your mental game is rock on, you will win that competition. You can train the hardest you've ever trained in your whole life, but there's something not right, like something's not feeling right, you're feeling a little bit off. Even though you've prepared so well, you're in the best condition ever, you won't win that competition. So the mental part of it is the biggest part, I think. That mental toughness, you gain mental toughness from the training, but then there's the mental, I don't know what to call it, but you just like, you need to fight with yourself, and that's the battle within. That's where you really make the progress. Yeah, that was it started in 2019. Actually, it was right before competition. We were preparing for ADCC. Everything went well. I competed at the competition. I came second. Lost this big old stain. But I think a week or two after that, just like training normal, and I get back home and I get ready to shower, and I just find this massive lump just suddenly pop up. I was like, oh, what is this? So I had to go, went to the doctor, they sent me for biopsy, scans, and then when the biopsy came back, unfortunately it was lymphoma, and then I had to do like all the CAT scans to see what stage it is. Fortunately it was stage 2, and it's a very the chances of the cancer regressing is very good if you catch it in early, and because I was still pretty young. That was a big mental battle, you know, like suddenly you're like facing death suddenly, you know, like it's just there in your face, and it's almost, I kind of feel like it's almost like the worst thing. If something happens, you get in an accident, and it's just over, you know. But when you find out that bad news, you're like confronted with it. It's a fight again. It's your mental fight. You have to fight now. But the difference is this is actual life and death. On the mat you can tap and you're out, right? With this you have to push through. So I went through about 12 chemotherapy sessions. Yeah, it was a nightmare, but I came through it. One thing though, I'm here, I don't have any hair left, but I'm still here, so that's what matters. just love jiu-jitsu, man. Like I think, like I mentioned before, it's that fight in you. It ignites a fighting spirit, and if you give up in life, if you give up in jiu-jitsu, I mean, things don't go well. You can't just give up, you know. And in jiu-jitsu, you're faced with that challenge every day, you know. Like, you get a bit of taste of that, you know. So you can decide: am I going to give up? Am I going to fight through? So jiu-jitsu is just like so close to my heart, and like I just love it. I can't. I've got a passion for it, and I think also the community, the people that are around you, it's just uplifting in general. You know, like, you're there to improve. You're there to help others. You're there to make their lives better, make your own life better. It also helps you cope with challenges of life. Because once you realize the difference between life and death in a role, it makes you live in the moment. You know, you have to live in reality in that specific moment. You can't think about other things or reflect on the past or what's going to happen tomorrow. You get choked out. So you have to focus on that moment, you know, and that's what makes it so beautiful, that moment. This moment here, this is the only moment we have now, and we have to make the best of that and appreciate that. And that's why I'm so grateful for jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I think to be honest, they don't really matter that much to me. I think it's more a collective thing. So to be able to win that belt, bring it back, it means that there are a lot of other people around here that helped me to achieve that. I didn't achieve it by myself. There are people coming in to work with me, to help me, to build me up. And so we are, as a collective, we are building each other up and building a strong relationship with each other, you know. So I think that's more important, the bond you build with your teammates. That is the most important to me, helping them, being better, you know. That's what's important to me. Yeah. Obviously, we are, that is our goal, to achieve that, but it's not my goal. It's Jim's goal, it's our goal, it's what we want to do. It's just being streamlined through me at this moment, you know. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu style. I think you probably summed it up in that on that night of Submission Kings, the boogeyman, right? I make the darkness shudder. But anyway, no. My style is very, I would say, fluid. You know, like I rely more on technique than anything else. So yeah, fluid, I would say. Thank all my teammates that have helped me to get here, and obviously the number one God. He's my main drive.